Episode 36. We Need to Talk. The window was lowered. Jake saw the arrogant man leaning against the back seat immediately. Leaning to one side, Jake had his hair and clothes slightly messy, which looked oddly suspicious. Jake slowly turned his head, his eyes sharp and deep like a jaguar. Henry could see hostility in those eyes, silently threatening, cold and dangerous. As he glanced inside, all he could see was the ripped clothes Serena was wearing. Not expecting to see that, Henry was surprised by the scene. Blushing slightly, he felt relieved. So, she was not a victim of domestic violence. However, at the same time, he felt a bit disappointed. Feeling torn, Henry asked, "You are Serena's husband?" Serena? How intimate. Jake frowned. Henry suddenly felt a chill send down his spine. This man was as terrifying as people said he was. "You need something?" Jake's voice was low, with clear distance. "We are just classmates. Since we haven't seen each other for a long time, we had dinner together. Please don't get the wrong idea." Henry then added, "I believe you have means to find out that we have never met before this." "Henry, just go back," Serena said from the back seat, her voice hoarse. However, Henry's eyesight was completely blocked by Jake, preventing him from seeing her. For some reason, Henry felt something was off. However, he could not tell what it was. It seemed that she did not consent to it. Shocked by his own thought, Henry frowned and asked, "Serena, are you okay?" "It seems that you are very interested in participating in our intimate session." Henry blushed again, stepped back and said, "No, Your hand?" Jake glanced at Henry's hand holding the window, and Henry quickly retrieved it, as if he had been struck by a lightning bolt. The windows were closed again. Watching the black Maybach going away, Henry suddenly felt an emptiness in his heart. She was gone, taken away by her husband. When she returned to Jake's house, Serena was almost pulled out of the car. Jake was incredibly strong, but he was trying to be gentle. Her wrist hurt in his grip. Serena had to trot to catch up with him. As they entered the house, Serena was pushed onto the sofa. Jake threw a phone to her. Serena sat down and looked at the phone full of doubt. She immediately saw her own back and the profile of Henry in the photo. Whoever took the photo manipulated the end goal to make it look like they were kissing. "I did not!" Serena fretted. No wonder he was so angry. This photo was clearly a setup, but it happened to look incredibly realistic. Jake gazed at her and straightened his shirt. He looked so cold that Serena had overlooked his erection. As he sat up, Serena suddenly saw the bulge under his pants. She suddenly blushed again. Standing up, Serena placed the cell phone on the sofa, stepped back to put some distance between him and her. "I did not do it, and I will never do it." She was hiding from him. Was she afraid that he was going to touch her? Jake clearly noticed what Serena was trying to do, which slightly upset him. He immediately approached her and caught her arm. Serena looked away, dodging eye contact. Jake stared at Serena, as if he was asking, "Since you did not do it, why are you afraid of me?" However, before Serena spoke, Jake released her hand and said, "So dirty." He quickly walked upstairs. Serena felt as if someone had driven a dagger through her heart. Dirty? He said she was dirty? But she did nothing. Going back to her room half-minded, Serena saw the upset woman in the mirror and immediately clenched her fists. He was always judging her, and humiliating her in the most condescending way possible. After a shower, she changed and retrieved the contract that had been stamped by the law firm of Daniel Brown. It seems that this is the time to show hand. Jake had never lost control like he did today. Even he could not explain why he had never slept with a woman before. Even if Lila undressed in front of his eyes, he would have felt nothing. Why would he suddenly have such a strong reaction towards this one woman? A voice inside him was shouting all the time, "Take her." However, thinking of the disgusting photo he had received, he could not allow himself to do that. So dirty! Thinking that this woman could have been with another man, Jake was extremely disgusted. Taking a shower, Jake felt much more in control and went out of the bathroom. The moment he opened the door, he saw a slim figure sitting on his bed. The silhouette of her profile was smooth. As the warm light lit her face up, she looked stunning. Noticing the noise, Serena looked at him. Her eyes were slightly puffy because of her recent tears. However, her glancing at him had reignited the desire he had tried hard to suppress. Jake forced a poker face and clenched his fists. As blue veins stood out on his temples, he looked quite scary. Serena's heart throbbed, and she thought about giving up. The same feeling again. He is definitely holding something back. Is he really trying not to hit her? Jake only had a towel on his waist. His well-toned body dripping, he slowly walked towards her. Although she knew that he was too well educated to hit a woman, she could not help stepping back and saying, "Mr. Robinson, I think we need to talk."